You just thought already?
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of
Go ahead. My
I
bad.
swear every time I try to do the intro, my guest is always
You
doing
don't give
something.
us a countdown.
I
Obviously, you
like
like, we're going
sometimes I really
start.
do, and then something just happens when I hit the record button, and I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, y'all, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Sour, y'all. Libations and conversations. It's your girl Dom, and we have a. Actually, this is your second time, a special guest. It's always a pleasure
It's a
when you
pleasure you
grace me
having me.
with your presence.
I had to
Praise.
squeeze in my tight schedule. I mean, I ain't that gonna be able to do it, but yeah, I'm here. I'm
I thought you
live.
was gonna flake. Honestly, I thought that's what that phone call was about.
Oh no. I just cause I had to. It's been a long time since I've used this setup, and it's my
Uh
first time
huh.
actually using this mic. So I had to, like, when you said you saw me on live. I'm like, I gotta eat, and then I gotta set everything back up, and I had to log back into my StreamYard and make sure everything was set up because I ain't wanted to start it and then the camera over here and the audio not working. Like, it wasn't to me so I hop on and start because it said I couldn't, the browser couldn't find the camera or the mic,
Well,
and
I
I was just
appreciate
using it.
you.
Yeah. I bent over backwards. No, pause.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 2023. You just never know what's going. You just never know what's going on. You gotta make sure everything. Yeah, try to identify you out here.
So as I'm listening to you,
Hmm.
I'm in a new phase of my life where I have hearing aids. And so I am trying to really like listen because it's really different because it just feels like currently at the moment, like I have earbuds in, but I can still hear you. But it's weird because the side that bothers me the most with the hearing is it's almost like you sound mute. And I was like, did I turn? I know it's on, but
So you gotta hear your ears not.
yeah, I really have hearing aids. Here's one of them. Let me get it out.
You ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that.
Yeah, so I really have hearing aids, and so I'm wondering. I told my sister I was like, my right side isn't as bad as my left,
Yeah,
so I wonder if I should probably just wear it only on the left side because like now, as you're talking, I can hear you even better.
yeah. I don't. With my knowledge of hearing aids, I mean, if the one ear is not bad, like, you shouldn't have it. You know,
Yeah, unfortunately, Jeremy, I'm all the
both
way
of.
messed up in these streets.
Ah,
So
you
my
know,
left,
but you know what thing about it? What I've learned about ears is it's literally the same with eyes. Like, I got on. These are prescription. It's not just I'm just trying to
yeah,
be sexy. It's just, I look good, but the glasses, like, people wearing glasses and the hearing things is literally the same exact thing. Like, there's
hmm
a lot of people who don't even realize how much they hearing. They not actually hearing because they
yeah,
haven't had those, haven't been checked for it. But
yeah.
it's a normal thing. So some folks be like, "Oh, messed up." Like, not really. It's just this thing.
Yeah, my left ear I had significant like it was so below where I should have been falling for our age. And then my right ear has moderate.
Do you know how long it been like that?
Honestly, my entire life. Um so
Has it gotten worse
I'll tell
or
you why. I'll explain why.
at the
Even when
club?
I was younger, I remember hearing like my ears ringing at a very young age.
Gotcha.
And what helped me kind of realize, well, maybe that something could have been wrong, but how it was described to me was completely different. So when we learned about Beethoven in school, they said that Beethoven, used to be able to hear, but then he started to hear ringing in his ears, and eventually he lost his hearing.
The black guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Beethoven ended up being black apparently.
Making sure you throw that tidbit on there. Go ahead.
Yeah. But how they described the ringing, they said it was like a bell.
About, like, oh,
So what I was hearing in my ears was not like a bell. It was more like a flat line.
like a whistle.
No, just flat line. It just sound like a flat line. Like
Mm.
So I was just like, well, maybe it's not that, maybe it's something else. So I never brought it to my parents' attention. And so as I was taking the hearing test, and mind you, I went to, this was my second ENT appointment because I got a second opinion at another office. I was going in because I was having sinus issues,
Mm.
just solely because I was having drainage in my ears. It was all these things happening. I didn't have vertigo. So I'm now like trying to figure out what else is going on. Like, and they said, "Oh, have you had a hearing test?" No, the other place didn't do that. So they're like, "Okay, so we're gonna test your hearing and then we'll go from there." Jeremy, that lady came on in the middle of the test and said, "Did you have hearing aids as a child?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Because I've been pressing the button for the sounds and you have not clicked the button for anything."
Yeah, it's tough.
Damn. Yeah, it was tough. It definitely,
It's just
it was an
shocking.
adjustment. It was, I, but I knew, and also because my sister was like, "Yeah, it'll be sometimes I'm talking to you, and like depending on the side I'm sitting on, you're not gonna say nothing." But I'm like, well, if it's something playing, the louder sound is gonna pick up for me. If you're talking to me, I'm not gonna hear it. But also, I might have been tuning you out.
See, we probably
So
having a real conversation right now. You are here playing games. See,
but that's part of it being serious because people sometimes have selective hearing. We tune certain things out, and this, like as you talk about relationships often, people have selective hearing. It just like people have selective memory, and that's not how that went down, or that's not what I said or how I said that.
what you talking about?
I was just giving an example.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no, nothing
I know, yeah, no, no,
serious.
I know. But we were having a real conversation, and you
Yeah.
come with a joke. That's all I was saying. But what's crazy? Not to change the subject, but like when I was a cable guy, it was a guy in our class that, like when we first started off, he had to go through the classes and know how to do all the stuff. And one of the guys, he was colorblind,
Oh, okay.
and it's this test to where it like had to see if you're colorblind, where it's like a whole bunch of dots, and within the dots there's figures,
Yeah, yeah.
the different with different colors, and if you couldn't see the figures, that mean your eyes couldn't see that particular color. And it was so many different ones. It was so many guys that did not know they were colorblind, because it was like
She,
they like, let's say if it was all the for example all the little small dots were green, and
yeah.
then there's a blue number one in the middle of it. It's like if the green is there, you can't see blue.
Ooh,
If
yep.
you know what I'm saying, it was a mixture of stuff like that, and it was like I was intrigued, and I was like, let's see if I'm A1. And luckily, I've yet to have like I know it's gonna be something, but I've yet to have like some a major thing with me yet.
Hopefully it's nothing. I don't want to ever be anything. And you
I
want to,
mean, my sinuses is my biggest thing. Like
yeah.
when this season change, I'm out of there. Like I've lost my eyesight before.
She,
That wasn't the greatest thing. Like it was I the first time I was in high school, and like I had the problem. I lost it because I had contacts in. The first time it happened, and so the pollen was sticking on my contacts, and I didn't know
ooh,
it. So I woke up one morning and it was just blurry. I couldn't see nothing. But I stayed in my contacts. And I was sleeping my contacts, so I ended up taking the contacts out. I was able to start seeing more. And then I stayed at home, just left a towel or something on my head, took some Benadryl, and eventually came back. The second time it happened, that's why I got the glasses on now, like under the collar.
listen.
The second time, it was so scary because it did it while I was at work, and I was a cable guy, and I was outside. I remember like it was yesterday. My last job of the day, it was almost 5 o'clock, so it was 5 o'clock traffic in Memphis, so it's a lot of people, and I'm like 30 minutes away from the office, and I'm outside, and the guy that like I'm working on the power line, like for the cable line and all that stuff. So I get that service back up and running, and once I get in the van, I go to drive back to the office. My eyes closed; it would not open, and like, and I the only. So I'm terrified. Like I don't know why my eyes are not open. I couldn't keep them open. Like it just automatically was shut. And because I was panicking a little bit, I realized I was only able to open my eyes if I would look down. So it was a so basically it was the sunlight that was closing my eyes. It was too bright. So I when I looked down in my truck, I could see. If I look up to see out the windshield, my eyes closed. So for 35 minutes, I had to drive like this. I had to keep doing this so I can see. And once I got to the truck, I had called my girlfriend at the time to come pick me up from work, and we went to the eye doctor, and they put something in my eyes, and a whole bunch of green stuff just started coming out my eyes. And they're like, "Yeah, your eyes are infected and such. You need to stay home. Your eyes is real sensitive to light." So I couldn't work for like a week because I couldn't TV. I had to be in the dark because it was like so now. And my dad got a lot of stuff like that too. Now he got all now he allergic to everything. He allergic to dust. He always doing something. You
Oh,
know
your
what I
daddy
mean?
can do that?
Yeah,
Ooh.
we're from the south, baby. Everybody do that.
Mm-mm, that
Everything.
oinking. My
Yeah,
dog does that.
he got problems. He going through it.
She is going through.
she, you said your
I
dog. Oh, you
I
did say
would say
yeah.
once I started, I've been putting the humidifier on because it has been, the weather has been so up and down. I will say it hasn't been as bad, especially at night for her. But buddy, that girl be snoring like she done had a tough day.
Yeah, I don't snore, but yeah.
I snore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not all the time, but depending on what has happened throughout the work week or work day, I'm
Yeah, I would
out,
have to be. I would have to. Only way I would snore if I'm exhausted
exhausted.
and like, oh, I'm drunk. Yeah, yeah, cause this one the best
Oh
sleep.
yeah,
I'm asleep.
definitely.
I'm
That deep sleep, but that sleep be hella
ooh.
good.
You wake up, yeah, yeah,
So
Lord, hey,
good. It'd be so good.
yeah, cause
Um,
I typically don't. I don't. It'd be hard for me to go to sleep. But when I fall into that deep good sleep, I mean, I probably have a little slob and everything. Like with the morning time pillow with like, ooh, I appreciate that sleep. It's so rare. So I probably if I snore, I may probably snore twice a year. Like, I don't even get sleep like that. Yeah, sleep with me is not cool. We don't
yeah,
rock
no,
like that.
I took a sleep study.
You
Um,
taking a lot of tests. What's wrong with you?
yeah,
You
just
getting up
age.
there?
And honestly, your body changes every 5 to 7 years, Jeremy. And so sometimes things hit you all at once.
Hmm.
And pretty much what was happening was that I went to the beach last year, and I went back to the car to get something. And the car wasn't even far. But by the time I got back, I was just out of breath. And my like homegirl had to give me her inhaler because clearly mine
You
was
got
in the car.
bronchitis. You got
Yeah,
bronchitis.
well, no, I didn't. And so pretty much what was happening when I went to the doctor about it, they put me on a particular inhaler, like steroid,
Mm,
and you're supposed to breathe at a certain capacity. And I was falling below that. And
yeah.
so I was like, how was this even? And he was just like, your lungs are very inflamed. So I was like, okay, cool. So here we are. I have to wake up in the morning. I have to take my inhaler. I have to put my glasses on. Today I have contacts in. And I
You
have to
got.
put hearing aids.
You going through it?
Friend,
You going through
friend,
it?
it is crazy. It is
I mean,
crazy.
I felt that I had bronchitis when I was younger, but they gave me an inhaler. I threw it away. I didn't, and ever since then, I had one episode, uh, where I needed an inhaler, like a little after I broke up my ex girlfriend. It's probably that many years ago. But I learned that if I work out a lot, I don't like far as my breathing, I don't have a problem. Not
Yeah,
just work out, but just like I play basketball, so I kind of keep expanding my lungs more and more and more. Because the first time I found that I had it, my I was thinking it was an eighth grade, 7 or 8th grade, and I was
oh damn, that's kind of late.
yeah, it's supposed I didn't know I had it. I said my dad's side of the family got all the issues, so there's no so so I was playing basketball that day, and then after that I went home, normal stuff, and I woke up in the middle of the night like chest just hurting, and just roll low, but I couldn't go back to sleep. So I went and told my mom, and she like, boy, it's just trap gas. Eat some mustard, and you'll be fine. So all right,
I've
so
never heard that, by the way.
yeah.
Really
It's
eat
some, it's some,
mustard.
it's some southern stuff now. Some southern stuff. So she said, eat some mustard. And so I ate the mustard. It's supposed to help you like release the gas,
Okay.
like it make you pass gas apparently. But if you
Okay.
just eat just mustard by itself, not just on something. Anyway, so yeah, so I ate the mustard. Didn't do nothing. Uh, and then I went to school. Shit still hurting. And
Mm.
then I made it all the way to fourth period. And I had to call her, and I called her, and I'm like, Mom, you got to come. My chest is hurting. She think I'm trying to get out of school. You know, you trying to get out. And as I'm in the car, I'm boohoo crying. My
Oh.
chest hurting so bad. Come to find out, my lungs was closing up. And he was like, every time I
Uh-huh.
was breathing in, it was getting smaller and smaller. And if he said he described to my mom what I was possibly feeling. He was like, every time he was breathing, he felt like it felt like knives sticking him in the chest. I'm
Mhm.
like, yes, it was pain, it was excruciating. And I was like, so they put me on the little machine to get my lungs back open and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah, and then but I had a few issues when I was young too, like me dehydrating. That's why I drink a lot of water now. Like I would dehydrate, like a month. I dehydrated a few times where I had to be on IVs and stuff plugged into the hospital bed. Like I had a few issues with stuff I forgot about when I was younger. But so it's like now since I'm older, I make sure I try to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
That's why I got my gallon right here. I just try to make sure I'm doing because I know my body more and more. I know things probably still change. But yeah, you got to just I ain't went down your path yet. My eyes prescription been the same since I was younger, so I'm not. It's not.
Wow.
It's not decreasing. I got
Yeah,
astigmatism
I
now
feel like
though.
mine has been the same as well. Like I ended up getting glasses in the third grade.
That's
Now
the
you
good
know I
thing.
was you know my ass was bad. It wasn't that I was bad. I was
You already.
talkative.
You are. See, and that's a difference though. That's a
Yeah,
difference. A
I
lot of
was
folks don't
talkative.
realize that
Yeah.
I was a class clown, but
Yeah.
I wasn't disrespectful to the teacher
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's bad, you know. But I was just I'm lit. Like I'm part on the part of the class. You know,
That's
yeah, they
me.
based on what I was. I wasn't bad. I just was a part of like I was just a class clown. But you have children that were bad, that was cussing the teacher out, trying to fight the teachers. Like I wasn't that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm with you. I understand. You wouldn't shut up and trust me. I know good. You be talking.
You be talking, so you shut your
I don't be
mouth.
talking.
You do be
I mean, I'm
you
gonna
was just
listen.
okay.
I'm on live. What you mean? See. People always say that I'm on live. I
I
have to say
know,
something.
but it's like okay, honestly, to me, honestly, it's not a bad thing, because being talkative, because you kind of like talk to anybody. I can talk to anybody for the most part, depending on their energy. But for the most part, I know when I walk into like certain spaces, whatever, I know how to work the room. I'm not afraid of that at
That's a
all.
people person. That's not being talkative. Talkative are,
But
to
yeah,
my
but
eyes, are
I'm
people who won't shut
saying
up.
in general, but like being talkative, like I ask questions. I would say I'm more so inquisitive because I would hit you up. I'm like, okay, so this is what happened. So what you think about that? Or like
Yeah.
so. Anyway, I had to sit alone by the window, and
Was it
my
raining?
face was facing the window, and the sun would shine in, and I couldn't see the board. And so I was squint to see because the light was blinding me. And then ultimately I end up having to get glasses. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I, I don't. They gave me glasses when I was younger too,
When you say younger
but
was younger.
I was like third grade. I was young.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I threw them. I threw them away. I'm not wearing no glasses. I ain't wearing no glasses. They make fun of you. They call you four eyes and all. They I'll be messed
I
up.
went to Montessori school. That wasn't happening.
Oh no, yeah, my school was ratchet. We was ratchet. So they made if you had braces, they on you. Got glasses, they on you.
I
Yeah.
remember there was a period of time, Jeremy, I feel like you see how how people have braces now?
Mhm.
I feel like everybody wanted braces because you like around that time the color braces came out. Or
Not
they
when I
had
was younger.
it was clear. So people, when they would go to the dentist, they would have them swap the colors out. So it looked real cool. So we was a teaser kids like that. And by the time I was wearing glasses, Arthur was out. So I got the same glasses as Arthur.
What? But see, this just show. And where you grew up at?
What year?
Where did you grow up at?
St.
What's it?
Louis. But St. Louis is just as hood as Memphis.
Uh,
Y'all hood, or y'all was on the first
uh,
48. St. Louis wasn't on the
uh.
first 48.
I mean, this is different. There's parts of St. Louis that's bad. St. Louis is not bad. Am I wrong?
Um,
Is there suburbs in St. Louis?
yeah, there's suburbs, but are
Yeah.
depending on
M-
the suburb. I mean, you
Memphis
are
don't have a
correct.
suburbs. Every
I don't have a
North Memphis, the hood. South Memphis, the hood. East Memphis, the hood. West Memphis, across the bridge, is the hood. The outskirts that's typically named a different city, like Collierville, Germantown, Cordova. Those are the suburbs, but that's not technically Memphis. Memphis does not
Oh,
have a
okay.
suburbs.
Okay,
Memphis is
so
one
like,
hood.
you know,
It's just about how hood you gonna get out of the you know, like North Memphis, South Memphis, like the hoodest. Then you probably
you
have a Orange Mound to the East Memphis. You know, West Memphis kind of, I
so
don't mess up
Memphis is probably kind of similar to how they do it out here in LA, where it's like, oh, you're in the valley, it's LA County, but then they don't consider it. And then they say Compton is not LA because it's though they now call it South LA, but back in the day, like Compton in South Central, like they wouldn't consider it Los Angeles.
Yeah, but see, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say the same because like North Memphis, you got different parts of North Memphis. You see what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
so it's like LA, like you got North Hollywoods, all the other, you got different parts of the North, different parts of the South, different parts of the East, like, but in Memphis, like it's different parts of each, but they all bad. That's the only,
That's crazy.
they
See,
all bad.
I'm gonna say this. It took me to move away from St. Louis to appreciate LA. I mean St. Louis and the things that we have and the people. Um, I would say that St. Louis has gotten worse over the years. Recently, just due to like they got this a whole thing called the Kia Boys. I don't know if y'all have that in Memphis or in Atlanta.
Like would they driving a Kia?
No, they've been stealing the Kias. Like I had a classmate get his Kia stolen recently.
Oh, that's
They stole the car, stole the steering wheel, trashed his car, and then spray painted Kia Boys on it. Like
nah.
they
This,
do.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of everywhere. Well, like Memphis, they had like stuff, people that were named, like you had the Camaro dudes. That's not when they named, but like you would see a whole bunch of Camaros. You had the Mustang clique,
Mhm.
whole bunch of Mustang. You had Maximas, whole bunch of Maxima, Impalas, whole bunch of Impalas. Like you would see like 50 of them at a time. Corvettes, you just see them go through the city all together type thing. I mean, you had those, but as far as like what guys stealing the cars, like nah, we didn't really have like dudes stole cars, like especially like they really stole like the maximum rims. They were stealing like they were still yeah, they steal some of everything, but it wasn't identified like, oh, we only steal Camaro, we the Camaro stealers. Like, no,
Oh shit. Yeah. I think it
they
just kind
grabbing
of
everything.
ranges, like depends. I think what happens is probably like in a lot of hood is just like lack of resources that we always talk about. School closings, all that stuff. And I I don't know, it's like weird. Like people have been walking down the street in crowded, like busy, like club night areas with assault rifles.
I don't know about all
And I'm
that
like,
now.
how are y'all that comfortable
I don't
walking
know.
around like this? Like, what do you have to? So that's neither here nor
I
there.
don't know about all that. We in Tennessee, we open carry, so
Oh,
you got
y'all are.
guys.
But we're not in St.
Yeah, that's
Missouri
what
is
I'm
not an open
saying.
carry state. I don't think
You know what I'm
so.
saying? But even we dudes ain't walking around with no assault rifles like that. You ain't just, nah. That's not something that you do.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen it in my time in Memphis. So I mean, I
right,
know guys who have those type of guns, but he not just walking
walking
around with it
around. Yeah,
when you can see it, because
yeah.
the
People were
police
just
gonna be
walking
it'll
down the
be on you.
street
Nah, it's
just
over.
like that, and I was just like, okay. Um, when I go home for the most part, like I'm kind of ducked off. Because even this holiday we went home because Tahir and Pat had a show. We almost got into some shit at the Chinese restaurant, and them niggas wasn't picking up on what's happening. But I'm like, yo, like y'all don't y'all not so y'all just out of touch like that. Where y'all not paying attention?
And I'm always paying attention.
I'm always,
I'm always paying
always
attention. I can't not pay attention. Like
right.
I have to, cause it's
Um.
and I'm okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no, no, no. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I gotta pay attention because my my hood antennas are always up, and it's not just a hood antenna, but it's like as a man, you gotta
Wait, are
pay
we not
attention.
glazing over this hood antenna?
You gotta, cause you
Them
gotta
hood antennas are always up.
like people like if anybody see this video, anybody watch this, if you seen me out, how did you think I was? Everybody always said people see me and they be wanting to approach me, but you looking so mean. I'm really just chilling. Like if you say something, be cool, but I'm always watching everything. That's the thing. I'm always like I'm walking through the mall. I'm watching everybody. I'm watching for somebody to argue over here. It's like so because I'm always paying attention, and I
Do
learned
you
it from
feel
my
like
big cousins.
do you feel like because now of your platform you have to be even more alert?
Nah. I
Okay.
was like that regardless.
Okay.
Like my platform. I think this the greatest thing that I love about like me growing followers and uh I guess some folks call me famous or whatever people identify me as. The greatest thing about it, I didn't have to change who I was once I got it.
I love it. I love it.
Like my men, like I tell folks, like of course I started getting attention from a lot of more women. I mean, a lot more women, but I was always getting attention from women. So it didn't. You have some guys that don't get no attention from women, then
Yeah.
get the followers, and now he don't know how to act. He get himself in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't know. Like I was just talking about live, and I was saying some negative things about how I used to be, and I was laughing because I couldn't believe how bad I used to be. So like I've always gotten women, so that didn't affect me. I
Hmm.
guess I was a class clown. I was popular in school, so people always knew me. So I didn't. People now it's more people knowing me. I didn't. Man, I'm popular. Like nah, but this ain't nothing to me. You know what I mean? And I feel
Yeah.
like and even with me, my antennas, I always had those antennas because I watched I'm from North Memphis, and my kin folks, my cousin Kendall. I really got it from him. I mean, I just watch him because he was
His name
like,
not Kendall.
huh?
His name not Kendall.
It's Kendall, but we call him Kendall.
Oh, okay. I was like, you are so country.
Yeah, Kendall. We ain't about to call him Kendall, but
Okay.
if
Okay.
his profession when you talk to him is Ken, but he ain't gonna call him Kendall. But
Right.
yeah, but just watching him, like we'll be sitting that we'll be sitting. I used to watch him, and my father, and them out here just talking, and he'd see somebody walking, he'd just stop. Like, why they talking? Yeah, uh huh.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like, and it was just all wherever we were, he was all, hey. He's always paying attention. So it was like I took that from him. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
told him that a while
Yeah.
back, like, bro, you understand a lot of who I am, I got from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I've had father figures, my dad. I've had like a lot of men in my family that I can look up to, aspire to be, or basically just be myself. But I had an idea what it, you know what I'm saying, what it was. They make any sense?
Yeah. No, I get it. Do you feel like a lot of the men that you grew up with kind of got you into this territory of, I guess you could say that you're like like a
A sex
connoisseur.
symbol.
Okay.
You can say it. It's fine. I know you were searching for the word sex symbol,
That
but
was
she was trying
I was
to.
not saying that. I you did that. You said that. Okay, now look. Don't come up in here with that bullshit. I'm
Sex
like,
symbol.
no,
Sorry.
I was gonna say expert, relationship guru,
Oh, I'm
expert,
not that. I'm
you
not a
like, okay,
relationship
so what would
expert.
you classify yourself? Because I feel like many of the people that probably could stumble upon your page, when they come across, they see some of the things that you speak about. You have a book, or you have a book that tells you about understanding is key, relationship. I had it.
Yeah, I would my hand because it's the opposite. So
Well,
I'm
no, because you still got one on the bookshelf, so it's still pointed that way.
pointed here, but I could have went there. Yeah, I'm right. I'm with you.
We knew we got you, friend. We
We
had you.
rocking. We rocking. We rocking. Go ahead.
Um, like were they kind of behind you getting to this space, or was it just something kind of like on your own, a part of like your journey and your growth?
I think it was more a part of my own journey and growth.
Okay.
Like I didn't have this understanding. None of the things that I know now was taught to me.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why I don't call myself a relationship expert or a guru, 'cause I don't think I know everything. I think I'm always still learning. But
Okay.
my thing is I'm not an expert in relationships. I just understand as humans, it's not it's nothing that we do that does not involve a relationship.
Right.
And that's what I like people see my content. Like I just wasn't doing comedy. Now I was doing acting skits. It was like actually drama because I was trying to showcase my acting skills, but I was giving a director's cut of what people saw, and they thought I was giving advice. Like, no, what you just seen was a man not paying attention to his woman, and then she started talking to somebody else. And why did that happen? If he would have stood, woo, woo. And that, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what I was doing. And I gained this knowledge by accepting the fact that I wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Like once I finally had to realize how bad of a dude I was, and I kept calling this, and that's one of the reasons why I tell people, like, everybody think they good. Every man think he's a good man. Every woman think they a good woman. And while they're saying this, they have so many issues they have yet to resolve. Whether
I
it's
feel like people that always say those words,
which ones, the good man, good
I'm
woman.
a good person,
Yeah,
they're always terrible people. So I never, when somebody tells me that, I never trust them.
yeah, me either. Yeah, because
Like I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
character flaw.
yeah. I'm not a good man by a long shot. I'm a bad motherfucker.
Okay, I want to know when you say I was a bad person, what 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 is a bad person? Because sometimes things are you were just young, and so it's like the Bible verse, like when I was a child, I did childish things, but as I grew, I had to put the childish things away. So,
Nah, that wasn't me. I was bad.
Jeremy, what were you in the streets doing?
I didn't because I had the mentality of that a lot of men have, like I was saying before. Not on this, but a lot of men have this mentality that once he care about a woman, he gonna show that particular woman. But the rest of them, he don't show them.
Mm,
And that like a lot of guys, and I feel like as a man, that's one of our problems because we have a lot of guys have to try to get a woman to understand how much he cares because what she see from him, she don't feel it, she don't see it. And the reason why she don't see it because he don't know how to show it.
mm-hmm.
He think what he's doing is showing it. And it's like you don't see me, I was never like this, but she don't know what you was like. You
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
real.
She don't, but the only thing she knows is what you giving her, and that's not enough. It's more than what you typically give, but that's still not what she think is caring. And a lot of guys think that. So with me, when I was calling myself a good dude, if you want my chick, I ain't give a damn. I don't care about you. I'll let you know I don't care. If you want to come over here and you want to trip and act like, you want to be all uppity, oh, that's cool. You can act like that. I'm finna call another chick while you sitting right here, and she gonna pull up, and I'm gonna y'all when she pull up, you can leave or whatever the case is. I would have to let a woman know you got me fucked up. You got. I'm finished. That's why I had read the message that I had ran across a woman I used to mess out with when I was like 21, 20. I was like 21, 22, had to be because the apartment I was staying in, I got it after I was 21. So I had to be 21, 22 when I was messing with her. So it's over almost 15 years ago. So I don't recall. I don't recall what happened between me and this woman, I don't. I feel bad for saying it, but I can only be honest because I was talking to so many different women, and I was doing them all the same, so I couldn't recognize exactly
Damn.
what I did to her. So in my
Oh,
mind, so I'm like, man, I ain't do nothing to you. She like, Jeremy, nah, you tripping. You did. I said, so tell me what I did. And she told me that, well, the starters used to keep putting me out your apartment. She said, you keep putting me out your apartment. You she said this one time we slept together and you rolled over and went to sleep on the phone with another chick while I was laying in the bed with you. I, I was different. I was different, and I'm not proud. And that's why I was laughing. Folks, like it's not funny. It's not funny.
It's not
It's
funny.
not funny, but I'm laughing because I was like, bro, I was that bad though. Like to
Just
see the man that I am now, it's like, bro. And when she told me that, I felt so bad, and I was over apologetic. I was this, you ain't deserved it. I was childish. I was this. I was that. Because she was one of the women who started to see this way before my content on social media. So when she saw me doing content, she was like, "Oh, that ain't nothing like that. He ain't nothing like that." And I know, and she has every right to say that because I wasn't.
right, right.
And I know it's a lot of women that I probably used to miss out with. They had the same exact story. You know what I mean? So it was
Yeah,
like when I say I was bad, I didn't realize it because I was young at this particular what I'm about to say. But I wasn't physically abusive, but I was verbally and emotionally abusive to women. And I didn't know that that's what I was doing. That's the only thing I knew how to do. And a lot of guys are doing it to women because it's the only as men. And I said this before. A lot of men, they if you ask them why they're a good man or whatever, they typically gonna say providing and protecting or provision. That's typically all they talk about.
yeah, because that's all y'all kind of are taught.
Exactly, but we're not taught anything
Yeah,
positive when to deal with a woman, like to listen to her, to understand them. Like we're not taught these things. So the things we are taught is how to get them, which why a lot of guys can get
yeah,
women, but they can't get them. We know how to finesse. We know how to manipulate. We know how to do all the things to get a woman, but we don't know. And this not to like knock men down, but it's like for men who don't understand why it's not working with the women you like because you've yet to truly understand a woman. You only
yeah,
know what you've been taught as a man, which is why a lot of men judge women for the simple things. Like if you sleep with a man on the first night, he judging you. Why? Because that's what society told him to know
yeah.
about you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. So and that's what I was the same guy that was taught those things. So I was once very judgmental. A woman couldn't do this if she got tattoos, if she got this, if she got this. So when I see guys, oh
Tattoos.
yeah. I mean, I literally just saw a guy on the podcast say this about women, and I'm like, bro, it's amazing that guys still have this mindset. Like they
Well,
have this cap over these women.
I think unfortunately, and then I have a question for you. We subscribe. You and I talked about this, like subscribing to a standard and things that have been put in place that's not even beneficial for us. And
Absolutely.
so it's unlearning a lot of different things and kind of people just, what do you like? What do you really like? What do you really want? And what is going to work for you? And having a
What works?
partner that can really understand that. And I recently was talking to hear about his marriage and my homegirl Tangerine and them deciding to
That's
just
two different. That's two different marriages, right?
they're two different marriages, but they
Okay, yeah,
both
okay,
have
make
some,
sure.
but
Yeah,
they have one thing in common that they
I know.
have.
I did. I know you're talking about. Yeah, you
Yeah.
ain't got to say it.
And so how did you get to this point? What made you get to this point? How did you get comfortable with that? And it was them also realizing the normal standard does not work for me.
Exactly.
I am fulfilled this type of way. And we talk about happiness. We talk
Exactly.
about what that looks like. And is what you are like what you are really doing on your day to day. Does that really make you satisfied? Like, I listen. I've always wanted to be satisfied. My mom will tell you a funny story about me and a ding dong and wanting to be satisfied as a kid. Right? It. I said, can I have a ding dong so I can be satisfied? I was that type of kid. I was extra, and I'm extra in life. All
Okay.
right.
Let,
So with that being
your
said,
mama got the real story, but he go.
no, that's the real story. I'll call Lucretia. I'll
Nah,
call her.
it's fine.
She'll tell you, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, Dominique, But I think that I some people, because I'm not going to say all of us, are moving to a space where we are kind of doing away with the traditional standards and societal pressures and statements when it comes to not only our relationship, but our life in general. But it's other people that'll always be lost, that'll always be sheep. and they'll continue to complain,
Yeah.
and that's it. But my question for you is, when you were acting like this, you know, was this learned behavior? Was this things that you were seeing kind of around? Because I mean, you talk about your father. Your father was clearly present in your life. Were your parents together? Like, how did you get to the point where what was happening where you was just kind of like a savage in these streets?
Um, the thing about it, I can't say I can't say that I saw like my dad do, because I saw my dad with my mom, that I saw my dad with my stepmom. Um, when he got married. So I didn't really see my dad with a whole bunch of women, but I knew he
Okay.
was still a player. I knew I
Okay.
know I knew Pop would play because how he moved.
Okay.
He had this sauce about him. You know, he had Jerry Curl, back in the day now. You know what I'm saying? But my pop, like I call him up here right now, he'll get the okay, he stay with he live with me, my pop. I call him up here right now, he'll be, hey man, look, man, I tell her, so no, old school player. So I picked up a lot. Like people see me drink, they see that I have my pink and stuff. So I got a lot from my father, but treating women a certain way, like I was always a hopeless romantic. I was, and I was always,
Oh.
and that's where my faults came in, because I was
Okay.
so much of a hopeless romantic. I was only gonna be romantic with my woman,
Okay.
and if you wasn't my woman, you not getting this. You know what I'm saying? So, but my problem was I was single for so long, it became a learned thing of just dealing with so many different women and not
Mm.
knowing how to be with just that one woman, and actually caring enough about this one woman to even listen to her. Because I made a video a while back, and it was called "Practice Being a Husband," and it's really about practicing being a husband or wife. Excuse me. And with this particular video, it's like, in order to be good at communicating, or doing whatever, you have to be good regardless if you're in a relationship or not. So I practiced with random women. That's how I got better. But before then, I was just, man, look, I was so good at getting women. The only way I couldn't get you is if you ignored me. That was, if you gave me any of your time, you gone. Like that's just what it was. If I got your number and I text you, you just never respond, I I lost them. But if you respond, you answer the phone, you gone. And and right hand to God, take me down if I'm lying. When I used to get a woman's number based off the interaction when I got her number, when I walked away, I would tell myself how long it was gonna take for me to smash. And I was never wrong. I was like, about 2 weeks. About 4 5 days. I might get about 4 5 days. Her, ooh, she might be like a month. Cause I see she got a little wall up. I gotta break down that wall. It became so easy, and that's kind of why, like now, I like when I talk now, and I tell guys, like, bro, and I told you the other day, like I realized I'm not the average guy when it comes to talking to women, because a lot of guys haven't talked to a lot of different women. So like, and I still got so many no's from women. I still get women trying to use me back in the day. I still got all of that too, but I have a lot of success stories too, as far as trying to do what I was trying to do. And a lot of guys don't have success stories. He only have the, that one part. So now he just like women. It's like, yeah, fam, we all get the no's. But I had to change my perspective. What I hated worse than the no was wondering if she would have said no. Ah, like dang, I wonder if she would have just. I wonder if I would have just walked up to her. So now, like, man, listen, you gotta at least tell me no. So my learned thing came from my mentality. My mentality, it was so instilled that I'm only gonna do this with my wife. I'm only gonna do this with my lady. I'm only gonna do this with my girlfriend. I'm not gonna create no memories with no random woman. So I wasn't taking no women on dates. I wasn't doing none of that, because I'm like, bro, I'm not finna create these memories if you not my lady. And that had me suffering. I ain't gonna lie, I was suffering. I was so depressed. I had so many issues off that. Then once I got into a relationship and I want to do all those things, I ain't had the money to do all those things. So now I feel even worse. Like I waited all this time to get into a relationship to do all these things, and I'm broke.
Hmm.
You see what I'm
That's how
saying?
it tend to happen because
It's
it's
how
the
it tend to
reality.
happen.
Reality sets in real quick because
Yeah, life ain't
that's the
like that.
universe saying, "Yeah, you was playing with all them hoes. We're gonna play with you right back."
Oh, and the universe came down on me. Oh, he came down on me. I was like, oh Lord, why me? And I had to think about it. Yeah, I gotta take that one on the chin because boy, I was different. But I ain't. It was crazy at the time. I didn't know I was that bad though. I didn't know I
Okay.
was that bad. I thought I was just like, I ain't tell you I liked you, but I was like, and then I was so confusing too because my actions would make women think I liked them.
When was your birthday?
I'm not gonna tell you, my boy.
Oh, you told me
Yeah.
before.
Why? There you go with this, because now you're
I'm
gonna talk
not.
these
I didn't say
signs.
nothing.
You gonna bring up this sign stuff. You know, I don't tell folks my
I
sign
know
because
you be you. Okay, you just be so because it's sometimes I would be interested only to see your birth chart, mainly to see what your moon is in, because sometimes like the moon sign kind of is that person's personality, right? So my moon sign, my rising is Leo, and so is my moon. So when people meet me out the gate, it's like, oh, you kind of give me Leo, but I'm like, yeah, I'm Aquarius, but my this is what this is in. But I do not sit here and roll your eyes and roll your head and be smug with me because you know I hate that shit and I will cuss you out. So stop it.
I'm listening. I'm just
But all I'm saying is this: it's just like it's funny how karma comes back so quick. You know, sometimes it take a long
I'll
time, but
say it
then it
ain't come
comes
back
back.
quick. It ain't come back quick because I was doing this from like my first girlfriend was like I was 18, 19. I was 19, 20. My first girlfriend, and we wasn't together for a year. And I was single from I don't think I was 20 yet. But I'm just gonna say I was 20. I was single all the way till I was like 25, almost 26. And me and
Okay.
her together for like 8
So
months.
so between this time of like when the girlfriend that was like at 18, 19, and then you were single until you was like 25, right?
25, 26, yeah.
So in between this time, you were
Laying them
sowing
down.
little seeds, mustard seeds of bullshit. When you really think about it, that time span isn't really that long. It's
It's
long,
a
but it's
long.
short.
It's a long when it's long when you add the amount of women that I talked to between that time. Is
Or maybe it's that you really talk to a lot of women in such a short span of time.
I knew it was bad when my brothers started to call me a hoe. Like, bro, you a hoe. And it's like it was so bad to where me and my brother we shared an apartment at one point. We called it the Snooty Fox. We shared the apartment, and when we was moving out, the next door neighbor, the guy across the hall, never spoke to this guy, never seen him, never said nothing to this guy. The whole year we stayed in this apartment. We moving out, and he come out as we moving stuff out. I don't know if he said, well, I can't even remember why he was outside. Like, and he said, "Oh man, y'all gone?" And we're like, "Yeah." I didn't want to know you. And he was like, "Oh man, the show over with." Show, the show you talking about? He's like, "Man, y'all had a different woman than that night." I was like, we both just bust out laugh, like, "Oh yeah, we were going crazy in here." We was listen. We was attractive young men. You know, we were attractive young men, and we had our own stuff. So it's like when you in your early 20s, you got your own apartment, and it wasn't my first apartment. Like I've had apartment on my own by that time, but like, but we like, I mean, we could save some money. Like, man, gonna get a spot together, So it was, I was getting women of all like kinds, cause like we had our own apartment. You got women around my age. They ain't college. They ain't got their car yet. They ain't got this. And I got out. I'm chilling. I'm working. So yeah, I had them. We
Going
was just
blind at the
yeah,
the cable company.
and I was at the club. I was at the club I went to the club. This is why I don't really do too much now. Well, I'm glad I got a lot of this stuff out of my system. I'm over. I want to travel the world now. Like always, we were going to the club. It's no lie. Went to the club every weekend for like 3 years.
Yeah,
Every
that's but that's the life. Like when you are in your 20s, it is time for play. I know people that were married in their 20s and they wish they can get a do-over, because like your 20s is from learning, it's for making mistakes, which is what you did. So
Yeah, I
I
made a lot
commend
of.
you, for learning that. And because some people, you know p- like, live in that space and they take, listen, my uncle, I got an uncle, it's his birthday today. And
Happy birthday,
yeah, and by the
turn
time
up.
this aired, this won't be his birthday. But yeah, like one of my favorite, my favorite uncle. Um, and I'm convinced that I'm his favorite niece.
Tell yourself
And
that. Tell yourself. Okay.
yeah,
Own
no,
it.
oh no, I know for a fact because he will only do shit for me. Like
Yeah.
he will
Okay.
only do shit
It
for
makes
me.
sense.
Everybody else, even his siblings, they can't count on him, but I can count on him.
Gotcha.
But it's like, you do shit, and it's kind of like you don't grow up. But and that's how my uncle is, and I'm like, at some point, you like, you had slight health issue. I'm like, but your like your brother got to take you to. You don't want your girl to do that for you. You got a kid or two now. Like, grow up.
Yeah, I'm with you. That may make sense. That's why,
Yeah,
like, I'm glad. Like, I'm glad I got a lot of that in my system. Like, that's why now, like, it doesn't excite me like a whole bunch of different women because I've did it before. I did it for a long period of time, and even when I had all these women, I was the loneliest I ever been in my life.
yeah.
Like, I was so lonely. I was so depressed because the thing about it, I didn't keep them around. Like, I'm telling you, like, if we just here for to smash, that's all we doing. You're not coming over just to kick it sometime and we just watching TV. We doing none of that.
But was this conveyed? Like, you just was like,
Yeah, I've told them this.
okay, okay, I can appreciate the
Yeah, I
honesty.
mean, no, it wasn't like I was. Oh, I'm why I said I was so lonely because I wanted it. I wanted all of that, but I did not want to lead them on to think that. Why would they feel some type of way? It's like, yeah, I didn't tell you that. But if they call me, and they want to pull up. Like, man, can I come over there? And I know it's a great chance we gonna smack it. That's what we do. Hey, pull up. Like every time, like I did one chick, she was like, every time, I know you don't talk to no other women because every time I call and want to come over, you let me come over. Like, yeah, because they don't stay at my crib. Like, I'm not even gonna answer the phone for you if I'm with a chick. So if I answer the phone or respond, I'm
Unless it
by
was that
myself.
one girl
What?
that
Oh, I'm
you.
not her. Nah, I just had to show her something because what it was, she her body was crazy, and
Man, y'all really be like that? Like, damn, her body crazy.
yeah, but you
And
see,
then I just wanna, like, I can't give her nothing else but the dick.
listen, if a man wants something serious with you, your body gonna be the last thing that's gonna really that it means a plus. But if he wants something serious and like the body, like it is what it is. Because so with her, like I'll work with her at Best Buy, and
Okay,
I was still a cable guy. My little side hustle Best Buy because they discount was crazy at Best Buy
I
at one point.
heard.
And when I say 75% off, crazy like TVs, all that, cameras, crazy. And they had a deal with Sprint at the time where you paying like $20 a month for unlimited everything. Crazy. So I'm like, I'm gonna come in like twice a week for 4 hours, get that little discount. So I met her through there, and like I mean she was still cool though, but she was thick. She had D. Oh, so but it was like I we would get it in or whatever. We would get it in, but I felt like she thought that she can be like, I'll forget you. Like I'm gonna wait on her hand and foot. So I had to show, had always flex my muscles. Like, baby, I got other women. So let me show you. So any woman that would come to me like I'm lucky to be in her presence. Like,
So your ego would take over.
yeah, see, and that's what my problem was. Now I can hold my ego because I can let a woman think she got the better of me. I could let you could believe it, whatever you want to believe. I had people hop on my line. He gay, he did, man. Whatever y'all believe is fine. I don't care. That's where I am now, and I only got here because I once wasn't. My ego was a mother. I had to show you, like, oh, you think let me show you what it? Yeah, I got him, man. Now it's like whatever you believe, y'all. It's cool. I like when I tell a woman like I've turned women down for sex. Like I turn a lot of women down, like and I mean like and I turn them down like they be butt ass naked, and I'm like I'm straight. Like come on, I'm straight. That's where I am now. And they, you gonna be gay or something, man? That what you think? If that make you feel better, maybe if you thinking I'm gay make you feel like that's why I don't want to sleep with you, sweetheart, believe that. Feel good about yourself. Whatever you believe, just know I'm not in it. You not. You don't do it for me. Like I'm not turned on at all. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, because there's a level of maturity that you
Absolutely.
reach, and there's certain things
Absolutely.
that you require. There are standards, there are other
Exactly.
things that are put in place where it
Talk.
cannot move you.
Absolutely. You better speak.
So I'm
You
proud of
better
you.
speak. Yeah, I came a long way. That's why to get back to your guru thing. I said I'm not about it's just things that I learned by taking like truly taking accountability and really I said I tell folks I told myself I wasn't shit. Like, bro, you're trash, bro. You're not you think you're this good, but what are you good at? Like who are you good for? Like you got great intentions, but oh, she ain't gotta worry about this. But then that takes money for her not to worry about this, and you ain't got it yet. So that you ain't offering that yet. So what else? What else you got? And I didn't have the. And it was so many things. And it was crazy. I did have some things that were good for women, but being that I wasn't taught those things, I didn't even identify those things. So the woman told me she loves me. You lying?
Yeah.
Now you don't love me. Like what are you talking about?
Do you wish that was something that was kind of a conversation that was had when you were younger,
I mean,
or and like how would you go moving forward? Like, should you, get married and have kids,
I feel
especially
like
for the kids?
and that's the thing. Like now I feel like I'm glad I didn't have that conversation because I end up telling the person who told me where they were coming from. Because most folks give you advice based off
Yeah.
their own experience, and a lot of times it's just so negative. Like don't trust
Yeah.
this, don't trust that, don't
Absolutely.
it's more of that than you gotta look inward and find out, what you into and all this other stuff like you talked about earlier, like what works for you. And that's why now when I tell folks I don't date, folks like, well, how you supposed to? I know it works for me. And what works for me is gonna work for the woman that I'm supposed to be with because we're gonna be on the same frequency. We're gonna have the same energy because we're supposed to be together. I'm not gonna persuade her to understand where I'm coming from because she's already there too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't I'm glad I didn't have that conversation. Or that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. It's not for me being no guru. It's like to get people to open their eyes to a level of possibilities, which is why I relate to guys and saying like, bro, I know what you're saying. I know what you deal with from women, but I still love women. Why you don't like them? So we're trying to get you to understand why you don't like them. You know what I mean?
But a lot
So
of people can't identify.
they can.
They what?
You said they can't. They can. Go ahead.
No, but some can't.
They
Some
can.
people, because some people, no. But as you let me finish.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say because they cannot see past their own traumas and bullshit that they could have been indoctrinated in, that's learned behavior, and they don't real like they can't see. Like it's a lot of men, not all men, but there are many men, shout out to 50 Cent, that hate women because they hate their mamas or their grandmammies. And they don't realize that until you start talking to them, and then you talk about their childhood and what they experienced. And even still they can hate their mama based on her being a single mama and what she's done for him or his siblings. So it's a lot to unpack there, but some people don't even, they can't see past that to see what what has happened and what has made them that type of way. There are some, you are one of the few,
I'm
but
not.
it's a lot of people that don't want to do the work to realize,
There
to
you go.
recognize that, because
There
that
you
makes
go.
them have to be accountable.
There you go. And that's why I said they can because it's not a can't or want thing. It's not a can't or can thing. It's a want to. Like you have people see the reason why there's so many people that you say can't see it because they don't know how to see it. It's not that they can't. They don't know how to see it, which is why when I was doing my skits and I was acting it out, I gave them something they could actually see. Like it's different than I just tell you about yourself. But when I show you yourself, when you're able to look like that's what I was doing, That's what you was doing. Now you're able to digest. The thing that changed my life is that I saw myself. Like
Mm.
I didn't realize how bad I was until I saw myself. And how did I tell this story all the time. I got into an altercation with my sister. It wasn't like no fighting like that, but it was a verbal
I was like,
altercation.
"Ooh, altercation is so aggressive."
No, but I said
I
I
know
said
this.
I said altercation because it was in a restaurant. So that's
Oh,
why I said altercation. Um, and they had to go get
they called the cop.
security.
I
Yeah,
knew it.
security. Yeah. But the thing of it is how I viewed that you could not tell me what happened because I knew what happened. I knew what happened. But it's after my breakup with my ex girlfriend. You go through the phone, start deleting everything. There was this video that was recorded of me in my phone, and it was just pure black, 5 minutes long. When I clicked on it, it started off black. It's a lot of yelling. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I started to listen to it. And it was the night I got into it with my sister. And it's just crazy that it's my phone just started recording because it's not like I was
Mm,
recording, I put it in my pocket. It started recording while it was happening. It didn't like I was just yelling immediately. So as I'm listening, I'm saying things that I'm like, that's what I said. That's not how I saw it happen. And I took that lesson and realized how often we as people, when we're in the moment, how we're
mhm,
perceiving something is not exactly what's
mhm,
actually happening, which is why people be
mhm.
like, oh, it's just two sides to a story and it's true. Like that is so true. So one of the ideas I got by doing my skits was just showcasing like real things that people are going through and giving them a chance to see it for themselves, which is why my video did so many views because so many people related to it. Because it's like, man, I had so many people, men and women in relationships, married, whatever, used to thank me. I've had preachers. I had so many people. You know how I said I want to get back to it, but social media just changed over the year, which is why I'm like, I think my skits gonna just add to the problem. So I got to find a unique way to do it where it's not adding to the problem of this divide we have now. But I was so many men writing me back in the day of like, bro, like this video opened my eye. I didn't realize, man, like, bro, I cried off this video, bro. I didn't know how. I didn't know that because a lot of men just don't have the guidance. That's why I hate when I
Yeah,
see men or women attacking men for things they don't know. They only gonna get defensive. I hate when men get on attacking women for things they don't know because they don't know. But when you
yeah.
attack them and they ain't this, they ain't that, that's not gonna fix the problem though. It's gonna make them be defensive and just
Mhm.
close their ears to any suggestions. So when I was showcasing my videos, people knew I knew what I was talking about because I was showing it to you. And I was acting it out word for word. People like, bro, it's like you was a fly on my wall. I said the exact same. I know you said the exact same thing because we're all conditioned to say the exact same thing, which is why you got so many people that speak in the same term that society tells us we should speak in.
Mhm.
I'm going too deep on this
No,
on this
you're
on
not.
this.
But I get it and I can relate because one, I've always been able to pretty much kind of speak up and advocate for myself or kind of be understanding.
Mhm.
I think it's important that men and women have platonic relationships. Like every woman should have a man that's like their genuine friend that doesn't want anything from them, and men the same thing. Because you are able to take away a lot from that relationship because you learn so much just by listening, being able to get advice. And sometimes men are more comfortable having certain conversations with women than with their homeboys and vice versa because you don't feel like that judgment is going to happen. So it's a layer of vulnerability that exists in those friendships. You can smirk if you want to, but
Nah,
I'm telling you,
no,
this is
no,
my experience. This is
no, no,
my
no, 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 no,
experience.
no, 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 no. I'm not. I just when you said it, I just thought about all the times where I know lots of men would use that as a gateway to get in. That's all.
Oh,
So yeah, that's why I would like, because I used to do it too. Like a woman see me being vulnerable.
you know,
I had, cause
what
I
didn't you
had
do?
when I that's what I'm saying. If you gave me any attention, I knew how to get you. If I just needed you to talk. And once you start saying certain
That
things,
is
I
so
got you.
fucked up.
And you'd be surprised how many men are like that though. That's why I be trying to get folks to understand. It's like a lot of guys, they like that
Say
vulnerable
it.
thing. They vulnerable thing. that play when a woman can see you vulnerable, she, oh my god, he has feelings too. Oh, he's not like the other guys. A lot of guys don't want. So, cause she could be one of those women. So now I gotta just go like, yeah, man, just. And it could be like I've had
Oh,
guys tell other I've had guys tell another guy's story to a woman to make it seem like it's his. So for something that's messed up he going on in his life, guess what? Now I'm going, man, yeah, I just had shit, man. My, like how many times? Okay, prime example. You think I'm lying? I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you before. You've been out with a guy, dating a guy, whatever. You tell him about something you've been through with a guy, and his response is something he been through with a woman, and the woman did him wrong. Has that ever happened to you before? It wasn't that he did something. Oh yeah, she did him wrong too. Have you ever had that before?
I'm gonna be honest. No.
You've never told a guy, yeah, my ex, he was doing this, he was doing that, and the guy did not respond after you got done talking about your past. He brought up his past. For some reason, his chick was doing something to him.
No, because if that conversation has happened, and I'll tell you why.
I'm listening.
If that conversation has happened, it's been with a person that's been a genuine friend of mine to kind of help me navigate that situation. Because what happens is sometimes is people kind of allow you that space to have those feelings like I'm not trying to relate to you in this moment.
Yeah.
So again, my experience,
Oh
but
yeah, I ain't.
I know what you are
That's
saying
just
because I've
funny
had
that
my
you've never
homegirls tell me
had.
that.
You know what I'm saying? It's just funny that you've never. So I'm just questioning how many guys you've talked to. It's all. It's all. I'm not saying you lying, but it's like
Yeah,
that's like a
no,
go to for a lot of guys. It's like a go to because it
yeah,
makes
but
him
I
relatable to her.
will I say I will say this. Have I talked to a lot of guys? But have I fucked a lot? And when I say by had sex, fucked a lot of guys. It is like I've had sex. Like I'm a sexual creature. Like I'm 36 years old. So yes, I've had sex. So in that time frame where you was out there hoeing for that period of time, like I was in a relationship.
I was going crazy
And then
too.
so because I moved to LA, I was 22. I just graduated college. And so I was in a relationship that carried over. The tussle was fried for another 2 years, two and a half years. And even when that nigga would come to town, I was like, yeah, nigga, come through. Like, but it wasn't like, I'm like, don't talk to me about no bullshit because I ain't trying to hear that. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
kick it and move.
this
And
is
that's me being
interesting.
completely
I mean,
transparent with you.
I'm not saying that
Yeah.
you lying, but just a guy not because that's like getting a chick 101. That's like easy. That's easy work. I
Yeah.
mean,
Like, but I feel like for the most part, like if
that's
I
so
was
easy.
talking to a dude, like I was genuinely like dating them and I talk to people, but like even as I dated out here in my relationships, I've dated older men. So the conversation would be
I mean, it's a different thing. You got older guys. This
yeah, like
older
so the
guy, older
conversation
guy
topics
got a
are
whole
kind of
little, got an old little player situation. He gonna
like I
he do something
only
different.
remember talking to for real, like outside of being in relationships with men out here, probably like two or three dudes, and I've been out here 13 years. Cause I was kicking like dog, like I was kicking it or I was in a relationship. And like I said, like I
For the most part, I would kick it.
wouldn't even really bring up the fuck was
I don't
that?
know.
I really wouldn't dwell on things in the past because we can't change it. It'll only come up if you've done something that could have potentially triggered me. But I still wouldn't say, like, oh, I would more so say this makes me uncomfortable or I feel a type of way. So
I'm
you
with you.
wouldn't feel like I was comparing and contrasting different things.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just know that when you said that about guys being vulnerable, it's like a lot of guys, just like a guy break out the tears when you finna leave him. Like there's guys that know
Don't
how
you
to do.
crying? They don't cry when I leave.
Cause they happy you go. See, you got to
Man,
real. But
nigga,
see,
I tell
but I'm
every
gonna
nigga,
say this.
I am the best that you are gonna ever have,
But I'm say
and you'll be
this. But you,
calling
if you
me
talking
to
to,
get me back, and they call.
if you talking to older guys, see, I'm talking from a young guy perspective.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like what I'm talking about now is what this is what used to happen. I know guys still doing it, but they're not. They might not be of age. You know what I mean? They might not be in their 30s and 40s. They may not playing them games no more. But back then, when I was out,
I
man,
remember this.
yeah, guys had all type of things. So it one thing I try to tell women too, that one of the easiest things in this world to manipulate is a woman. I really, it is so
Yeah,
easy. We said what?
really.
Yeah, because the thing about it, it's only one type of woman that's extremely difficult to manipulate. It's only one, and I don't care what nobody say. You would have to genuinely prove to me this. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it now. It's only one type of woman that is almost impossible to manipulate, and that is the woman who truly knows who she is. And when she truly know who she is, it forces that guy to get to know who she is. But
Mm,
being that the majority of women operate with the same mentality, whether they do something or don't do it. I'm not saying they are the same woman, but if they think that, like prime example, like with this, how the makeup stuff is now, or the BBL stuff now, you have women who have carry the same mentality. A man don't have to know nothing about you to understand what type of woman you are. Like I tell women, I say if women start using keywords to me, if you say, "Oh, I don't want a man, I don't need it, I don't need a man, I want a man," I know how to get you now because you just said that. Because I've dealt with so many women who keep that same mentality. If you say, "Oh, I date with intention," okay, I know you're looking for a relationship. So guess what? Let me act like I'm looking for a relationship. Like it's so many key things women say that automatically would tell a guy if he's experienced with women exactly what to do to get her. She don't have to tell her, she don't have to tell me nothing about yourself, but you're carrying a mindset that most women have. And it can be different mindsets. But like you can be a woman who just want to sleep with. I can figure that out too, just simply based off how you speaking. And it's only because I've talked to so many different type of women. And I say the only woman that is difficult to get is the woman that forces you to know who she is because she don't operate like everybody else. So
mm,
it's hard to figure her out. It's like, and I'm gonna say this: a lot of guys haven't talked to a lot of different women. So if one guy feels like it's hard to figure you out, ma'am, does not mean you one of these women that I'm referring to. He might not have talked to your type of woman because there's so many different kinds of you all.
correct. Correct.
I've talked to every kind of woman, and there's only one that is almost impossible to manipulate her because certain things don't impress her. That's why when there was a video floating around, the woman was like, he bought me flowers on the first date. Like, why would you do that? And I'm like, I agree with her. And dude was upset with this flower. I see it because you did not individualize it. You got her flowers because she's a woman. You didn't get her flowers because she likes them. You got her flowers because she's a woman. So you don't even understand that before you bought anything, you should at least try to figure out, do she even like them?
Like
And
flowers.
then what type of flower do she like? Maybe she allergic. Whatever. You don't even know, but you don't understand the difference in different types of women yet. You see what I'm saying?
I got what
So
you're saying.
yeah, so it's like the one woman that move on her own beat, whether she move, that's the woman that forced a man to genuinely dive into who she is. He just can't say that easy. Oh, I'm looking for a relationship. She's like, okay, that's fine. He be like,
Yeah.
oh, so you know, live a relationship, like. But as men, we know most women want relationships. So why do guys lie? Because they already know what most women want. So why would they tell you the truth?
Um, no, I think absolutely you are correct. When it comes to certain things, and I get told what
Now you said
what
certain things. Go ahead. I'm laughing at you. You specify on certain things. You correct on certain things. I ain't
no
saying
no
them all
no no
right.
no 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 because I was about to give like an example because sometimes like I get told that because I can speak up or say certain things or I'll say or like you said I don't like flowers. That's not true, but it was something that happened and I was like, I don't like that. And I spoke up and now it's like a problem and I'm sassy about whatever. I'm like, I'm not I'm trying to help you so you don't do this again.
Exactly. And you see, he probably feels some type of way, and you know why he feels some type of way,
Why?
because he don't know how to get to know a woman, and that like, and that's honestly most guys. Most guys only know how to manipulate them.
Mm,
But if he's trying to like genuinely get to know you, he wouldn't be just up and just buying you anything. You know what I mean? Because he how would why would he buy you something if he don't even know? You know what I mean? Like it's just like, just say I'm trying to take a woman out and I'm just gonna take her to a seafood restaurant and she allergic to seafood. Like let me get to know her first and see if she even what she like to eat. Where like what kind of foods you like to travel? I mean you like to try. You know what I'm saying? What restaurants have you been to? So I can know.
right.
You ain't been to this restaurant. I can put you on this. Oh, they got the best oxtails in the city. Listen to me. I'm trying to put you on. Like it's just like, but that's not what a lot of guys do. A lot of guys talk to a woman as women, and that's the problem. It's like, bro, you don't know how to you. Don't, the reason why my success rate is so high with women because I talk to them.
I love it. The reason why my
The reason my I'm looking at the camera.
I'm like, so now you being a matchmaker?
The reason why my success rate with women is so high because I individualize the things I say to them. She
Mm,
know when I said it to her, I only said it to her. So when I walk up, I love your smile. She heard that all day. She heard she pretty. She heard she beautiful. You can say that to any woman, but
yeah.
when I can break down, I saw when you walked in, I watched it because you walked over there, you walked over here. I couldn't take my eyes off you. I didn't want to be no creep. I don't know if you saw me or not. Ooh, now she's more intrigued because she know when she walked in, she did go over there. Then she went over here. Then she came over to the bar. Then she's like, oh, he really was watching me. Now she believes me because I individualized what I saw.
Mm,
Y'all don't do no work before you see no woman. Now, if she in passing, go on get in where you fit in. But if y'all out somewhere, a lounge or something, before you make a move, pay attention. Give yourself 5, 10 minutes. Let some songs come on and see if she moved to whatever song. Like do something, and then because I've individual a woman who just sitting there all night. I walk basically, come on, Lizzie. I know you ain't get this dressed up, look this good to see her all night. You gonna have about 5 good songs come on, your friends dancing, you just with your drink in your hand. Give me a 2 step. All I ask for a 2 step. And you said, I'm gonna see what I can do. All right. I individualized it. Cause she knows she just been sitting on her ass all night. Like, am I making sense?
yes,
Am I
sir.
making sense? And I'm
You
not
make it
saying you
sense, but it's just also,
go
but
ahead.
it's all we have complicated the dating game
It's
so
not
much.
complicated.
It's
It's just
I'm about to say it's not
it's
complicated. It's
not.
really simple,
It's just
but
stop
we have
lying.
made it so complex and have allowed other people to create narratives and scenarios for us that don't even exist. Like if you like somebody, ask them out. If they say no, okay, on to the next one.
It's that
You know what I
easy.
mean?
I think we just gotta stop lying. And I'm just so confident. You don't have to say. You can tell me, nah, baby. You said you have a great night. You hear me? I had to try. I've been a damn fool if I didn't try to get your number. At least know your name. Just give me that. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
like I feel like it's just people just lie so much, and that's the reason why they can't get
Because a lot of
past
people are so afraid to be themselves because they not even sure of themselves or
my
like
point.
themselves. So
My
I
point.
don't know. Cause like we talked about this. I think we talked about this over, or I'm having a deja vu where we always show up as ourselves. So 6 months, 6 years down the line, it's not gonna be a switch up unless menopause fucking happens to me and I'm
Yeah,
fucking hot
I'm
and
gonna have
moody.
some maturity,
That's
but
it. But
yeah,
it's
but
also,
the core, your core gonna be the same.
yeah, I'm never gonna show up as a representative. I'm this extra on the first date.
You
So
extra
is if you like
regardless,
it, what
or
you
you
say?
don't. No,
Yeah,
I'm agreeing. Like you
yeah, no,
extra
no.
regardless.
And that be the thing that gets me because when people always say, "Oh, somebody switched up, or this happened, or he did this," now I'm like, people do that? I be so shook. And I'm like, oh, I want to try this out. Like I want to go out and not be myself.
Nah, hell no.
Like,
I be
how
my
hard is that? That sounds like a
yeah.
lot of work.
I mean, and that's listen. That is a lot of work. That's how I was able to get so many women because I had to be a chameleon. I gotta be this guy today. I gotta be this guy today. It's too much. It's too much. And like now I'm just myself, and I tell folks like like me being myself is my best defense mechanism because I'm not for everybody. I'm not for the
Yeah.
majority of people. So now people who are not for me, I'm not wasting my time because I'm being me. I don't care if
Yeah.
you don't like me. I don't care how good you look, or if I feel you, you don't like me. Cool. I'm not gonna apologize for being me. I'm
Yeah.
not. You shouldn't apologize for being you. We just not supposed to talk to each other. But then the problem is when I'm trying to get you to like me, so I'm doing all the things to get you to like me, and it's like, yeah, that's the problem because you're not just being yourself. The dating pool is not messed up like folks think it is. It's
I
just
was gonna
too.
ask you that before we got out of here.
No,
You know,
the dating pool is not messed up. I feel like like I was saying before, the problem is it's too many people in the shallow end where people can't swim.
ooh,
That's all it is. The people who are advanced swimmers in the dating pool are on the end to where the water's up to here or right here, and they feet not touching the bottom, and they chilling. They can go back and forth. Those the people are that know, and those people who are experienced in dating, experienced in who they are, experienced in life, they don't have a problem in the dating pool. The problem is you're where everybody else at they can't swim, so it's crowded.
ooh,
That's all
baby.
that is. That's all. Your selection is so massive, and none of y'all know what y'all doing yet.
Hit him with the word.
That's all that is. That's all that is. The dating pool, learn how to swim and come from out that shallow end where you just want to just splash the water and look cute. Go on, come on out here to the 12 feet. Come on to the 15 feet. Where everybody know what we doing out here. Amen. Amen.
Well, with that said, Jeremy, tell everybody where they can find you.
I am at Jeremy L. Holloway on all platforms besides Twitter. I don't really tweet anyway, but I'm Jeremy LaShawn on Twitter. But everything else, because somebody got my name on they don't Jeremy L. Holloway on Twitter. They created it in 2009 and didn't tweet nothing. And I can't get my name.
You
But
say your middle name is LaShawn?
yeah.
I was gonna make it real country and say something like Lucius or Leroy.
Man, I would have never told nobody no. Lucius Holloway. No,
I don't
I am
know. Like,
Jeremy L. Holloway on all platforms. That's where you can find me at. Be looking out for my new skits, my stage play I got coming. I got a lot of stuff coming. Yeah, I'm finna be. Y'all gonna know my name. Yeah, he was the one. Yeah, I was the one. Go ahead.
I like that because that's how I feel. I was like, yeah, because I'm like, when I hit,
Yeah,
when I pop,
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
I'm proud. So thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode. Don't forget to use code Aquarius at checkout on stangela's.com under the candles tab. Get some smell good for in your house because you know a lot of y'all houses smell like gym socks.
That's true.
It's true.
It's
Gym
true.
socks or maybe an animal. I got an animal. You can't tell an animal lives at my house. So get some candles and let the light that you burn lead the way. And we'll see y'all here next week.
Y'all be cool. Thanks for having me.